Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast for Thursday, April 2nd, 2020. Will we ever forget 2020? I kind of not think we will. So let's talk about one thing that we did not talk about yesterday, and I just wanted to keep or not have it go way too long, but we didn't talk about the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. So we covered a lot of ground yesterday as far as the squares, as far as Mercury conjuncting Neptune. But I think we do have some interesting configurations today that we should add to the mix. So first of all, let's talk about the short-term thing, the moon. The moon, as you wake up this morning, is in Cancer, but it will move into Leo at 2:25 p.m. Now, that's exactly opposite of all the action going on in Capricorn/Aquarius. So as I'm looking at the chart right now, the moon is at 26 degrees Cancer. Jupiter is up in Capricorn at 24, so that's an opposition. It will oppose Pluto, and when it moves into Leo, Saturn and Mars. So there's a massive trigger. I mean, it's like, and see, again, I'm just over-encompassing everything. All the little subtleties of the chart, I think, have to be taken in the context of the big part of the chart, which is still the domino trip and all of the ripple effects of Saturn-Pluto conjunction on January 12th. And by the way, I went back and looked at the video that I have in the website soulfoodtalks.com. That's Majana's and my little online digital store hangout where you can get free downloads. And a couple of freebies that are in there. If you want to go back and see what I said about this in October, it was for my birthday that I recorded that. So it was late October, well before any news of coronavirus had come up. And you can go back and look at that. It's a 9-minute video that has the astrological chart up talking through the configuration of Saturn-Pluto from the other side of the coin, the other side of the perspective. So that's on soulfoodtalks.com, and just go to the freebies little tab. There's a box that says freebies. Just click on that. And the other freebie that's in there, if you'd like to download, if you want some home exercises to do, some things to get your body moving, there is a Kundalini yoga routine in there, PDF. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. If you slow it down, you can go an hour. If you speed it up, you can do it in 20 or 30. But there's a Kundalini yoga routine in there that really has some good stretching exercises and Kundalini exercises, which gets your spine moving mostly, and that gets your energy moving. So that's in there too. It's properly labeled as Kundalini. There's also a Spotify playlist that I put together of hours and hours and hours of yoga music. And then there's a chai tea download. Now, some of the chai tea ingredients have been a little hard to come by, but but if you can find them, there's a great recipe for some chai tea that you can make at home. All right, so Moon is opposing all of this major energy. And the other thing that I wanted to focus on was Jupiter-Pluto. They will conjunct Saturday at 10:43 p.m. Now, if you say, well, okay, again, is that magical right now? I kind of don't think so. And here's why, because they're already conjunct by degree, and they've been conjunct by sign ever since December. So they're really, the influence has been there. We just happen to have a mark on the calendar. And if anything, the energy might, I don't know if it will change or not, honestly. It's going to be in the neighborhood, and then it moves over straight towards Saturn, which Saturn will slow down and start getting ready to go into retrograde, and it just moves over and comes right back into the fray. So that energy of Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto is going to be there through the rest of this year into 2021. That's because of the retrogrades. And actually, this is the first of 3 conjunctions between Jupiter and Pluto that will take place between now and 2021. So we're going to be seeing this again. And I don't know that, the interpretation, again, if you were to put typical astrological pieces of the jigsaw together, you would say that Jupiter is all about expansion, making things bigger, growing, growth. And Pluto rules viruses. And we don't want to hear that. Saturn rules death. Now, that's an interesting picture because, again, I'm working on a radio show locally here in Dallas. In fact, in just a few minutes, I'm going to be recording a segment for that show for this weekend. And every model that they're looking at here with the hospitals is talking about a peak in this thing in the next couple of 3 weeks. Well, that's going to mean an increase and then a top and then a falling over. Could that be this Jupiter-Pluto knocking on Saturn's door energy? Don't know. See, I don't know if that's a factor or if the domino trip and everything that happened in January and February is just playing out a natural course. Or maybe it's playing out a natural course as echoed and reflected by the energy in the sky or the picture in the sky. I would say that's possible too. Now, with the moon opposite all of this, that's the one I would keep my eye on. As far as just watching something for today, again, I'm thinking that being in the observer mode is by far one of the best places to be through all of this. And watch all angles. Broaden your perspective on this because a lot of the dots just don't connect on this whole virus thing. So that could be an interesting part of the chart that maybe over the next couple of days I'll start to look through and see if I can find any rabbit holes down that path. But this thing is just, there are a bunch of unanswered questions around this for me. So let's just see as we observe today what this moon opposite all of this energy works out to be, what happens. So the moon will be opposite Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and Mars. Wow, that sounds ominous. It just does. But again, I just really don't think that you can say that the micro, which I would say that is strong enough or strong as the macro. So let's just play with that, see what happens. We'll touch base tomorrow and look on the backside of this. It will be interesting. And then Saturday is a pretty big day because Venus trines Saturn, the moon moves into Virgo, and Jupiter conjuncts Pluto all on Saturday. All right? There's your forecast. Have a good Thursday. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take care. Sending you love and stay safe.